Michael LeBay, what the hell are you doing?
Is this butt chugging?
Hey.
Where's your shoe?
What do you want? Hey. Ready, we got a show to do. We got a show to do. Come on. Come on.
Mikey, I'm concerned for your safety.
I don't want it.
Alright, do it.
Did it hurt?
What are you gonna want? We got a show?
Yeah.
Drag me.
God damn, I can't do this with one hand! There's the doorway. Watch your foot.
What's going on, Rockford 815 Local Jive? I am Chris Johnson, a.k.a. Uncle Chris, and my co-host, Mike LeBay, Mean Mike LeBay. What's going on?
What's up? It's Mean Mike LeBay. And I like boys.
Dude, get the hell out of here. What are you doing? Give me my damn hat. Keep the necklace for now, you little shit. I am Mean Mike LeBay. Hi, Uncle Chris. How you doing, buddy?
Sorry, the other Mean Mike LeBay is definitely a lot prettier than you.
Debatable.
So what's going on, Mean Mike? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Welcome to another episode of 815 Local Jive.
Another hopefully successful episode.
So what's going on new with you?
Going on new, man. Well, we just did a benefit for my drummer's brother, Chris Buttakofer. My drummer, Scott Buttakofer. Went actually extremely well.
I heard you got auctioned off.
Yeah, we did get auctioned off. I actually got bought by my singer for $50, so now I have to...
So a guy bought you.
Yeah, he did. And unfortunately now I have to wear a French maid outfit and clean his house.
So my daughter Bailey was correct in saying that you like boys, or is it boys like you? I'm not sure.
One of the two.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Goes either way.
Potato.
Tomato.
All right.
Alright.
So Chad Foster, our
Chad Foster got bought by a guy too, by the way.
a fellow bass player.
He got bought by
what's
Mr.
Stu's last name?
Stu Coolman from Aftermath. Yeah. Bought Mr. Chad Foster and
It's a lot of boy crazy love.
Well, Chad's still gonna make it rain.
Male or female, it's gonna rain.
That shouldn't happen.
So tonight on 815 Local Jive, we do have a guest, and we're gonna introduce this dude here in a minute. He is Jerry O'Reilly, right? Or at least that's what Chad Foster calls him.
Pal. Pal.
It's actually Jerry D. Harris of MusicCon.
Jerry D. Harris.
Brainchild and the founder of MusicCon. And
Chat a little bit.
come on out, Jerry D. Harris.
Come on down.
You're the next contestant on 815 Local Jive.
What happened to Mr. Jerry?
815, right?
What's going on there, Jerry D. Harris?
Too much. Staying really busy these days.
I see that. You are definitely very busy. So let's get some history on you first.
Well, I'm a musician myself, born and raised right here in Rockford. Been doing a lot of songwriting, and just actually I'll put a little throw out to my new group here, Folk University, who just kind of put together and went out and nabbed some local musicians in the scene.
Who'd you nab?
Tom and Crystal Parrott.
Oh.
As one. Smitty of the Devils.
Oh.
And Mike Elliott, who used to play with Smitty and Jacked Up.
Cool.
So got a nice group.
So
together.
what's the name again?
Folk University?
Is it an acoustic project?
It is an acoustic project, leaning towards originals. We do have a show. Our debut show in Rockford is going to be on December 15th at Bar 3 with Dr. Love, Kiss Tribute Band out of Milwaukee. Awesome band. We're going to be doing a whole lot of covers that night, but as our shows progress, we're going to be replacing those with all originals. So we're going to lean into that
Very nice.
Very cool.
direction.
Very
for
cool.
Excellent.
But with my musical background, I also have a different side of me where I have been self-employed doing working in the toy industry for a while, for a long time, since about 1995, and had a lot of experience doing Comic-Cons. And something hit me
Just to interrupt you real quick. We could have a Comic-Con in Jerry's basement. Just saying.
Yeah, there's some stuff down there.
What happened to your mom?
I was hanging out at Jerry's house and had a toy-gasm, I guess you would call it. 'Cause,
Toy-gasm?
yes,
Yeah,
it was.
toy-gasm.
It was completely
I could've used
ridiculous.
a couple of different words for that. Toy-gasm sounds a little fucking weird.
Just saying. He definitely has quite the collection, and I'm sure his wife is very proud of him.
Happy.
She kind of started it, but
Did
that's
she
a
have
whole
a
other
toy-gasm?
story.
All right, so we won't get into that.
We won't get into that.
So you're from
She
Rockford.
started it, and I'm finishing it.
You graduated from Jefferson High School.
From Jefferson, yeah.
What year?
88.
88.
Yeah.
And then what happened after Jefferson?
After Jefferson, I went down to, I actually joined the Air Force and was stationed in Tampa, Florida, at MacDill Air Force Base. Did 4 years active duty. That was awesome. And on top of that, I was down there working. We did transportation. I was in the Air Force. I flew everything with wheels.
What kind of transportation?
Transportation, everything with wheels.
Really? All right.
All-terrain forklifts, tractor trailers.
He flew
Base
everything
taxi.
with wheels. Come on.
Come on now.
Work in transportation. I gotta ask. I need specifics.
But there's probably about 6 months into my stay down there, I heard about this little club called the Rocket Club, which the Rocket Club was big back then. It just wasn't big to me. I was new to that
I'm
scene.
sure the rocket was big.
Oh, it was. So
So what went on?
well, I heard about this show. Lizzie Borden was playing, and I grew up watching MTV when they actually played music. Headbangers Ball, Lizzie Borden coming out with these videos and Sabotage and all these crazy bands on Headbangers Ball, and I grew up to that with that. And so I'm down there, and all of a sudden Lizzie Borden's playing this club. And this is all foreign to me because this stuff didn't happen in Rockford back then.
Right.
Like, we got Cheap Trick and we had Van Halen, coming to the Metro Center in 1984. That was like our concerts. There wasn't a whole lot of club action back then. And so I was pretty excited. I went to this club. I'm like, man, Lizzie Borden. And it surprised me. There wasn't a lot of people there actually then. But there's this small little club watching this show, and I was just, going nuts. I was 19, 20 at the time, and just wide-eyed and into it. So I'm sitting I walk over to the bar after the show, and this long-haired dude came up to me, and I guess he figured that I was in the military. And he came up to me and started yapping.
So what gave that away? The
haircut. Yeah.
The fro mullet?
Well, it wasn't quite the fro mullet at that time, but yeah. That's another story completely too.
Yes.
I wanted to, after seeing Pantera actually the first time, I wanted to shave it, and my sergeant wouldn't let me. So I had to wait. Yeah, how crazy is that? I had to wait until I got out of the Air Force before I could shave my head.
Wait a minute. We won't go into the debate, but I do want him to bring it up. Jerry D. Harris said that Pantera killed what?
Pantera, together with Nirvana, killed hair metal.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes.
Shut your mouth.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, you know what, though? And Phil Anselmo will tell you this. Without hair metal, there would be no Pantera.
Okay.
Well, it started off as hair metal, so.
There you go. So, anyway, this long-haired dude walks up to me and starts chatting me up about the Air Force. And turns out this long-haired dude was Steve Doc Wackles from Sabotage, the founding drummer. And we hit it off pretty good, and somehow, to my amazement, we became friends, and I started working under him. He was promoting all the shows in the area. So for up until I left and came back home in '94, actually the Rocket Club closed in '94 right before I left as well, because of Nirvana and Pantera. But they helped with that. But yeah, Pantera, White Zombie, all the hair bands, Dokken, Lynch Mob, Enough's Enough. I'm from Rockford. Never met Cheap Trick until I was in Florida, and they toured down. Met them for the first time in Florida, and Bad Brad Hefton, if you remember him, championship fighter from Rockford. He was down there visiting Cheap Trick, so I got to meet him too. That was crazy.
It's kind of funny because like when I lived out in Seattle, you know, like you hear of Cheap Trick being from the Rockford area, and you see those guys kind of here and there, but you go out to Seattle, and there's actually like Cheap Trick tribute bands that I was going to watch. And it was like I heard more about Cheap Trick out in Seattle than I did here.
They're huge throughout the world.
Yeah,
huge.
And I guess I didn't really like realize how big they were until I was out in Seattle, because it was at the end of the grunge era. A lot of people that I met, you know, that I'm friends with Chris Cornell. I'm friends with, you know,
right.
But Cheap Trick is freaking huge out there, but you don't hear that much about them here.
Yeah, and you'll hear a lot of guitarists in the industry from all kinds of genres reflecting back to
Rick Nielsen,
yeah. and how he changed their life. So
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Legends for sure.
So you moved back to Rockford? Why?
Well, 94, you know, I got out of the service, so I didn't have a job there. All my family and friends were here. My daughter was here, so I haven't seen her for a little bit. So it's time to come back to where my roots were and take care of business.
So what's the brainstorm that you had that's...
Well, after I got back, actually, it's funny, I couldn't find a job, and that's how I got into toys. My wife was collecting Barbie. Okay.
That's what the kids call it these days.
Yeah. So, but, you know, and I was okay with that. And then we had this whole room of pink. And in 1995, this is amazing. In 1995, Star Wars came out again, the figures. And I was tired of the pink stuff.
How can you ever get tired of pink?
I was tired of the pink. I can't even say boxes. That doesn't work. Packaging. Let's see. How do I get out of this one? Okay.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no turning back now. You just said pink and boxes in the same sentence.
All right. I was tired of all the feminine girly toys laying around.
Eager Beaver, Prickly Pear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was kind of funny because I was like, you know, I'm going to get something for myself. And it turned into this whole thing. She stopped collecting, and I kept collecting, and now I've got a basement full of, I'll just say it, adult toys. There we go.
So you got finally got a lot of Star Wars stuff going on down there. You have
down there, he says.
Down there,
man.
G.I. Joe,
chock full of euphemisms. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Shelf upon shelf of mostly Star Wars, but you got some other stuff going on.
Oh man, it's everything: DC, Marvel, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, E-Man.
I was impressed.
Everything.
To be honest with you, when I went down there, I was just kind of
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I could probably live here, but the reason you're here. All right, sorry, I was checking that out. Make sure that I did actually hear it. The reason you're here and the reason we're having you on as a guest is because we're going to talk about MusicCon Worldwide.
Oh, I wasn't here for toys.
Not yet.
Not yet. You can bring the toys out.
That's after
And
the toys actually leads me into why I started music.
Oh, were you getting there?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I was getting there, but he was. Anyway, but no, with the toys, part of that business, I couldn't find a job, and when I started collecting the toys, I started people that collect toys. I mean, it's like a natural gravitation to start selling them. Like you find something that's worth a ton of money, and you're like, I can sell this and make money. And within like 6 months, I created a full-time job out of this. And by doing that, I also got into the Comic-Con scene. And I actually toured. I've done shows in England and Scotland and Atlanta and all over the place doing these Comic-Cons. We even got to the level, I partnered up with another gentleman, and we got to the level where we were bringing in Star Wars actors. People that played Admiral Motti, the dude that got choked by Vader, and Warwick Davis, who played Willow and Wicket Ewok. But they would actually sit at our booth signing autographs while we sold our toys. It was a draw to our booth. So win-win. And they walked out there with a boatload of money. They sell Comic-Con, these actors are selling 8x10 pictures, like $20 for a black and white 8x10, $40 for a color.
Right.
And and people buy it. I mean, because you're not just buying the autograph, you're buying the picture, the autograph, and the opportunity
handshake,
to
the smile.
The handshake, the smile, the picture, the whole experience. But that, with the music scene today, it seems like we need a little. We need to get the fandom back. We need to get the fans back into it. And I kept seeing all these people walking around Comic-Con, these crazy people that dress up as stormtroopers and anime people and all this stuff. But amongst that were people walking around with Iron Maiden t-shirts and Misfits t-shirts. And I realized that there were a lot of fans out there that had that fandom, that fanatical, thing about them where they would love that thing forever. There are people out there like that. It's just that with the way that the music industry is today, I think that the general populace has lost that. We're on to the next best thing all the time, whether it be a car or our favorite band. I mean, I know you were picking on hair bands earlier. I'll tell you what, Poison did a lot for a lot of guys back in the 80s.
I bet they did.
Right? Because of all the girls they pulled in. I'll just leave it like that. But now, a lot of those guys are like, screw Poison. Those guys suck. Really? Because I totally remember you had every one of their CDs back then.
You're right.
And that always bothered me. That whole throw, what Metallica has the song Disposable Heroes, right?
Right.
It's all about that mindset. And I think that we need to remind the general population about that fandom, look, we got military personnel, active duty, fighting wars. We've got firemen and policemen here. Those are heroes. But we also we grew up with our comic book heroes and our music heroes. And that's important too. Maybe not the same level, but they're up there.
Level.
They're very inspirational to our soul, to our being. And
everybody always has that one song.
Yeah.
Regardless of who it's from, man, it hits home.
Everybody has a favorite wedding song,
right?
A graduation song. Music can be related to every aspect of your life if you stop and think about it.
Damn near every event.
Everything.
Every major event you can think of, there's always some sort of music attached to it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like I've always said about my life. And I mean, I've been all over the place, country, rap, hip-hop, wherever.
I was raised on classic rock and country.
There has always been music in the background of my life, regardless of where I've been, who I've been with, my family. I mean, there was always music going on. So I can hear a song today.
You knew exactly where you were at that particular point.
20 years ago, sitting with my family at Christmas, and
cheap time travel.
It is, and
it can take you back, and in certain cases, it can take you forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Well put.
Yeah. So,
music is magic, man. It is.
What's up with MusicCon?
Well,
let's get
drawing from how long is it going to take us to get there? Drawing from my experience, and from the certain need of reminding folks about what's what. I mean, the industry is in dire straits right now. We have bands that used to sell out arenas that are barely selling out clubs now, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kill Devil Hill just played up in Janesville to a couple hundred people maybe, and we've got legends from Black Sabbath, Pantera in that band, and that's
Sad.
It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. It's horrible. And I think, probably a lot of that is promotion and things, but that's what MusicCon's going to be about. It's
Sit up
or
straight.
what it is about.
Get that in there.
MusicCon. It's really about promoting the industry as a whole and getting the industry to learn how to promote itself again. I think it's lost that. And
Starting
To
from
get
the
it-
ground up.
starting from the ground up, you know what? Every scene, Seattle, LA, even back in the 60s in San Francisco, man, all those people were out there. There were movements, there were grassroots movements. They were out there flyering, they were getting people involved, they were getting people excited. And that's how those scenes exploded, and they affected the world. Each of those scenes have affected the entire world. And I think that every single city is capable of it because every single city you go to, there's talent there.
Heavy duty
There's
talent. Hidden talent.
crazy
yes.
talent.
Diamond in the rough.
Oh my lord! Well, some of them are polished.
Right.
They're not getting seen, and I think a lot of that has to do with promotion. So, MusicCon is an industry trade show to get the industry on the same page, and get the industry to start thinking about how are we going to promote this? How are we going to promote ourselves? How are we going to get people interested? And one way to get people interested is we're going to invite the public in for free. So, and our first show is going to be in Chicago. We have plans to do shows all around the country, all around the world if we're capable of it. I'll jump back to Comic-Con just for a second. I mean, every single month there's 2 Comic-Cons a month somewhere in the world going on. So I think it's safe to say that music is just as popular as comic books are.
Right.
I would say I would
maybe even say more popular.
Yeah, and I mean, music, regardless of the genre, regardless of what's popular at the time, is definitely. I mean, you don't have movies without soundtracks. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine
music
your
is
favorite
always there.
Imagine your favorite film like Star Wars without John Williams.
Yeah,
Right.
screw that.
The emotion wouldn't be there. Period. It wouldn't be the same movie.
I think music. I'm not taking away any because I'm a comic book kid for one. I love movies. I'm a movie buff, but music is definitely more consistent in my life than watching movies, reading comics. So I mean, this idea is to me. I'm like, let's do it. Yes, let's go. I'm in.
Being a grassroots effort, and being that these shows are going to involve the local musicians, the regional touring musicians. We're going to have some national people coming, established acts coming in to draw those people in, and we're opening it up free to the public. That's the beauty of it. You have to pay $40-$50 to get into a Comic-Con, right? We're starting this off right. We're like, you know what? Let's get the fans back in action. Let's get them back on our side. So let's invite them in for free. Let's entice them with some nationals. And maybe while they're there, they can learn about their local scene, their regional scene. They might find some other bands that they didn't know existed.
Right.
And then maybe those people will go out and start supporting the scene and promoting that fandom again.
Well, and also in turn, from my perspective, getting the industry interested in the fans as fans again instead of just fucking dollar signs.
Right.
Getting the industry interested in the fans as fans and not just walking pocketbooks.
The industry has lost touch with its fans.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, they're suing their fans because they,
They're losing money.
Some soccer mom downloaded 20 songs and they're suing her for $250,000.
She goes to jail for like fucking 2 years.
So real quick,
A summation.
yes, just sum up what MusicCon is.
What it is, I mean, it's a music industry trade show.
Well, a lot of people are asking.
Yeah, it's
We haven't given them anything.
it's so hard to like sum it up and to be concise, but it's a music industry trade show where the industry can network with each other to further their careers. And we're inviting the fans in for free to celebrate music. So it's a celebration of music and a workshop.
Yeah.
I guess is a good way to put it.
And it's gonna
Oh yes.
it's gonna bring the fans back into perspective, I think. The fans are
That's
gonna
the goal.
they're gonna pull the strings. Not about what's popular now, not about who has more dollars in their freaking wallet to make this happen and this happen. The fans are gonna have the biggest pull on what's gonna happen.
Giving the power back to the
Well,
fans.
Yes.
and I'd like to
All
add
back to the people.
Absolutely. I'd like to add, we haven't set a date yet, and there's a reason for that. We're going to have it in 2013 in Chicago. We know that. But we can't go out and rent the McCormick Center
Right.
that'll hold 500 booths
Right.
if we're only going to sell 100 booths. And we don't want to go out and get a venue that will only hold 100 booths if there's interest for 500. So we're really starting it, we're putting the date out next year. We're doing this grassroots thing. We're getting the word out there. We're getting people interested. Our MusicConWorldwide.com is going to go live next week. We're going to have a lot of information on there. We're going to have a lot of videos. We've been doing video interviews, and the band should go in and watch this because you're going to learn a lot, different perspectives from different people. But we'll ultimately have a pre-sale so that we can determine how big the show's going to be.
Right.
And going back to the fans are going to have a big input on that. It's up to the industry and the fans, but it's really going to be as big as they want it to be.
Right.
Sky's the limit. So show up and let's do it.
So any ending statements on MusicCon right now, Jerry D. Harris?
Just said it. Show up. Let's do it.
All right, cool. I'm all in. We're going to take a break real quick. We're going to go to the MusicCon video, the promotional video, number one. The number one.
We'll be right
I
back.
want to thank Making It Happen, Zach Cappen. I am Uncle Chris. We have me, Mike LeBay, and our guest,
815
Jerry D.
local
Harris.
guys. Support.
There's the bloopers.
So you got it.
Welcome back to 815 Local Jive. I am Uncle Chris. We have me, Mike LeBay, and Making It Happen, Zach Cappen. We need to introduce our 25%er, I guess we could call her. Mrs. On the Street Hero, Tory Shearrow. Let's get her out on the set right now.
Yay! Hello, Miss Tori.
Hello, Marky.
All right, have a seat over here, Darla.
Hello.
So introduce yourself.
I am Tory Shearrow, the hero person.
On the Street Hero.
On the street hero. We just came up with it, so it's perfect.
Word.
I think you're sitting a bit too close, sir.
You're sitting a bit too close.
Okay, well, I'll scoot over.
I'm in a love seat. So, what is it that you do in the music scene here?
I book numerous bands. I manage them. Most of the time, it's a bunch of 40-year-olds that can't manage themselves, act like children, try to light stages on fire and kick people. So I try to prevent that from happening. Most cases, I succeed. I personally book out. I talk to different venues in the Rockford area that want live music, originals, covers. I've been mostly working with covers here in Rockford, so that's kind of my venue, but I'd like to work more with originals.
You're looking to expand.
I'm looking to expand in different avenues in the aspect of not necessarily just bands, but also people that need managing and booking. Somebody that has a way with words as well as somebody that has connections.
They have good oral skills.
Take a drink.
Very good oral skills. Fuck you, Mike LeVay.
Take a drink. You sound nervous.
I'm not nervous at all.
Alright.
It's a cigarette.
So, you've been planning on being involved with 815 Local Jive, and this is your first weekend episode of doing so.
Weekend adventure.
Yes.
With my band sound.
So, you went to a show Friday night.
Yes, I did.
Who did you see?
It was 6 Hour Sorrow, and Shallow Side, and then another band that I was too drunk to function to.
Left of Reason.
Left of Reason. Thank you, Michael Bay. It was a lot of fun at Bar 3. It's always a good time there. So,
what'd you think of the bands?
6 Hour Sorrow, as always, blows me away. Their originals are just intense and crazy. They hit home on different levels. You can take them the way that you want to, but they're always so good. Always so good. And they're a very tight band. I love them all to death. And Shell Side, they're from Alabama. They're doing a tour from October to November. Different places. Talk to them a little bit about that, where they're going to be. And then, as well as them being from Alabama, they're not really well known in the Rockford music scene, but the crowd that they had there was amazing. Everyone came out and supported them. Prospect Hill was supposed to be there, but fortunately, they had just gotten signed, and they actually had a different gig to go to with their record company, from what I heard through the grapevine, which is awesome for them. Woo! Heard it through the grapevine. Anyway, so it was really cool to hang out with the guys. They're all so down to earth, and they're really glad to be a part of playing with Rockford and local bands at Bar 3 and doing something like that. So it was really cool to hang out with them. So
who did you interview?
I interviewed Heath, who is the drummer. I interviewed the guitarist, who his name is escaping me at the moment.
You can say Too Drunk to Remember.
Too Drunk to Remember, okay. But they were just really stoked, and like the aspirations that they have for the future for their band was really cool, just to hear them talk about what they want, where they want their band to go. So that was really cool.
So we had Jerry D. Harris of MusicCon on earlier.
Yes, we did.
What are your thoughts on MusicCon?
I think it is genius, to say the least, because I don't really know big words. Wasn't given a dictionary as a child. But it was pretty much, it's something that right there. The whole MusicCon idea blew me away, and I actually, like, listening in on the interview brought a lot of the aspects that he feels is important to light, and I completely agree with it on different levels. Just booking bands and stuff like that, what he's doing is giving an opportunity for small town local bands an opportunity not only to bring their fans together to see other local acts, because when you see a local act, normally you're loyal. So it's very cool that he's doing something like that to make it an opportunity for everyone to see every band that they like in different avenues and different styles, yada yada.
Puts everybody on the same level.
Thank you, Mike LeVay and his big words.
Well, That wasn't one big word in there.
It's to me.
All right, so basically you're kind of in your hazing session right now. You've said you want to be a part of this from the start.
Dude, because
Where
it's
the
a
hell have you
fantastic
been?
idea.
Where have you been?
Trying to find her pants.
I've been trying. That was an adventure all on its own, my friend. That was an adventure all of its own. No, I've been, trying to find other acts to work with, and I've been kind of branching out. And I moved to Arizona for a 6-day period because it was 6 days. I didn't even make it a week. Thanks for bringing that up. Hard subjects. But okay, anyways, I was in Arizona for a while. I kind of branched out there, which is really cool because I'm excited to see where the connections I did make out there could bring the Rockford scene out there a little bit. Even MusicCon and 815, talking to people out there, that was really cool. Branching out with a couple of people that are in bands, that was really awesome. And now I'm home.
You're currently starting a band.
I'm currently starting a band. I'm in the midst of talking with Nick Sparacino from Red Ass Monkeys, talking to Kyle, who's also my boyfriend from 6 Hour Sorrow, amazing bass player, and my father, who's actually in No Dice, was in Orange, won numerous awards, and even though he's my dad, he's a badass drummer, I can say that. So
He's pretty fucking cool.
he's pretty cool, too. He's really spiffy. Everyone gets along with him.
John Lennon glasses.
Yeah, it is John Lennon glasses that he's almost gotten in numerous fights for. He doesn't like being called John Lennon, so please don't do that. But
Duly noted.
Duly noted. We're all trying to get together and do something from 60s until now, top 40, rock and pop. We want to do everything from Grand Funk Railroad to the Carpenters. We want to do Katy Perry and Lady Gaga. We want to do... Shut up.
Sorry.
We want to cover different avenues, and pretty much when I talked to the guys and said, you know what, this is what I want, they're like, what do you want, Tori? What do you want? I'm like, first of all, my pants. Second of all, I want to make sure that there is at least one person, even if they don't know how to dance, on the dance floor at all times. And I think that's something that I would bring...
A little bit of Cosmic.
Anyways, something that would bring, I think, a different edge to the Rockford area. I know it's been done, but you know what? We want to make sure that the spin we put on this adventure isn't done before.
This hasn't been done before.
No, this hasn't.
This is a new thing.
Us talking, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Normally we're just drinking.
I know.
But anyway,
We're swimming.
815 Local Jive, this show right here has never been done before. So to the naysayers, and we're going to keep right on doing what we're doing, and we're going to have fun with it. So we have our on-the-street hero, Tory Shearrow.
It rhymes so well.
Mean Mike LeBay.
I still think I need a better
Making
one.
it happen, Zach Happen, and Uncle Chris. My name's not very cool right now all of a sudden. No. I need like a couple more syllables.
Mr. Chris, Uncle Chris. No.
It's,
I tried.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I tried.
So our normally on our bi-weekly shows we're going to have a band spotlight, but we didn't have a band available to do a band. Well, I mean we have numerous bands that we could do, but we didn't have a band on set today.
We didn't have any members available.
Yeah.
Besides,
So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a shout out to our what would I call her? Our doppelganger. She is. Is that how you say it?
Doppelganger?
Yeah.
Ganger?
Yeah.
Or I thought it was doppelganger.
Spit it out.
Sounds like really bad porn.
Anyway, she's basically my counterpart in the Chicagoland area. Her name is Corey Rocks. We got to give it up to Corey Rocks. She is the owner and CEO of Chicago Metal Rocks. She's all about the promoting and marketing of bands out in the Chicago area. And luckily enough, we were able to cross paths with her because of the Battle of the Effin' Bands that Modifier and the 99 Proof Devils were involved with. And I went out to Shark City out there in Elk Grove Village, and I saw 99 Proof Devils and Modifier. I went to all the shows, actually.
Yeah.
So I was able to kind of rub elbows with Corey Rocks, bullshit with her, turned her on to Patchwork, and because of Chicago Metal Rocks and Corey Rocks, we were able to put together the Chicago Metal Rocks Rockford Invasion show featuring 4 local Rockford bands, and we invaded West Chicago at Club 38.
Club Chicago. It's got to be geographically accurate. It is West Chicago.
I did say West Chicago. Did I not?
Yes.
Well, sorry, we couldn't see the skyline of Chicago.
So,
because there was that already. We had a guy giving us a geographic lesson.
I read that.
You could not even see the skyline of Chicago, but we invaded the Chicago area. It was an hour away.
It was an hour away. Whatever.
But it was pretty cool because what did we do?
Oh, we packed 2 charter buses full of, well, it was the bands and probably about 80 of our close friends, family, and fans. And, we invaded the hell out of Club 38. We showed up with 2 buses full of drunk motherfuckers. And we threw down for about a good 4 or 5 hours. Closed the night off. And
so it was about 130 people total.
Roughly. Yeah. Not counting the people that actually...
So we brought 4 bands.
Was that counting the people that actually came?
We filled 2 buses, 130 people capacity.
Yeah.
That's including bands.
Then the people that actually showed up from Chicago.
Oh, yeah. We had some Chicago guys.
130 to 150.
And what else did we do? We brought our own MC.
Brought our own, say, Mr. Big John Gunn.
Brought our own photographer.
Mr. Brad Henry? Yes, it was.
We brought our own videographer, making it happen, Zach happen. But all that goes back to Corey Rocks, Chicago Metal Rocks. She gave us that opportunity. We jumped on it. We are definitely going to be working with Corey Rocks in the future. You can check her out on Facebook at Chicago Metal Rocks. She also has her own website, ChicagoMetalRocks.com, and they have a YouTube page, youtube.com/Chicago Metal Rocks. We definitely owe a lot to her. She opened the door for a lot of what's going on now, and because of what she's done, actually kind of got the wheel spinning on what we're doing here. So she set the tone, and we're trying to keep up with her. So personally, we love you, Corey Rocks. We're all about Chicago Metal Rocks. We're trying to bridge that gap between the 815 local Jive and definitely Chicago Metal Rocks. And to leave you now, we're going to go back to the recap of the Rockford Invasion, care of Chicago Metal Rocks and Corey Rocks. And this is something that Zach Catton put together. Check it out. Booyah!
Fucking ass, fucking cool. I touched his nuts and I touched his nuts.
You touched my nuts. It was good too.
Take away my pain before I fall. Lost right, lost it, I don't believe you. What you say, you take away my pain before I fall. Lost right, lost it, I don't believe you. What you say, you take away my pain before I fall. Lost right, lost it, I don't believe you.
Welcome back to 815 Local Jive. We got on the street hero, Miss Tory Shearrow, the host of the show, Uncle Chris, and his co-host, me, Mike LeBay. And now, I know I told you last week that we were going to do a bi-weekly thing where the whole gym with an artist or whatever the hell it was, with me, Mr. Chad Foster. But this week, we have a special surprise.
It's a treat.
A debate.
A debate.
In honor of the...
Vagina versus penis.
Oh, shit.
It is, pretty much. It's
versus nipples.
I'm going in.
Alrighty then. So the debate was earlier, and we had this debate earlier, but it wasn't on camera. Flash versus substance. And let me put this out there. I just want to kind of clarify it. you got a band that's all maked up, and they got the explosions, and their talent's not very good. They do put on a great live show. Awesome. But then you get a band that shows up in their jeans and their t-shirts, barefoot, whatever it is, and they got a 12-pack in their hand, and they're writing killer, substantial music lyric that
Plays on the
reach
hot
into your
strings.
soul.
Plays on the hot
Obviously, you
strings.
kind of see where I'm leaning. But anyway, the debate was between me and Mike LeBay and our on-the-street hero, Tory Shearrow. And we're going to let it fly. And I'm going to leave you with this. Thanks again for watching 815 Local Jive. I am Uncle Chris with the hugs, the kisses, and the high fives. Me and Mike LeBay are on-the-street hero, Tory Shearrow. I'm making a hacking.
Hacking?
Hacking. She doesn't do that anymore. Making it happen. Zach Cappin. In this corner, we have me, Mike LeBay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
In this corner, we have Tory Shearrow. Are you ready?
And the crowd goes wild, yes.
Shake hands.
I think Mike should go first. Because I want to hear him blabble.
Fight!
All right. So, Substance versus Flash. Okay, the proprietors of this, my main argument is one of the bands I really do hate most. And I'm looking at Eugene Simmons. Fucking Kiss. Okay, you guys were the least talented fucking band pretty much ever in the history of fucking bands. And all you did was put on your makeup, put on your goddamn big-ass boots, throw a couple of explosions in there, and made it more of a show instead of actually writing songs that hit people in the heart. All you wrote was songs about your fucking love gun. And
That's a wiener.
I mean, granted, you did write Detroit Rock City, but nobody really likes Detroit anyway.
Detroit.
But yeah, well, you would. But it was more flash and less substance. Now, when you take Kiss and you put it up against band like you said it, Pantera, they actually wrote songs about real life experiences, like the song 5 Minutes Alone. He wrote about what did he go to? He went to jail for like some fucking reason.
Look at me.
Well, I'm sorry. He went to jail
Yeah.
for some other reason or whatever. Shut up, ref. Basically, he wanted to get 5 minutes alone with this one dude in a freaking room. It's kind of lacking with morality. He's telling a story. Yes, thank you.
Personal story.
See, that's what you're a referee for. Thanks, man. Get me back on track. But he's telling a story about a real life experience.
I'm a
Now, you're Gene Simmons and you write about your fucking love gun. To go back to my previous reference, I mean, he's talking about what, like 5,000 different experiences he had. I mean, but not really. But I mean, it kind of got
Okay, take a break.
played.
Tory Shearrow, what do you got?
Oh, first of all, I just want to say that Gene Simmons is a very bad example because he was rated top 10 worst pornos of all time. But, and I fucking saw that shit. But no, on a serious note, I do agree in a certain aspect that Substance versus Flash, a song that tugs on your heartstrings is always going to hold near and dear to your heart. That's something that you can take in, like you guys were saying earlier, into weddings and all that stuff. But what about the songs that mean nothing, but they get people to the show?
Stop. Hold on. We need to redo this. Okay, there was a band. There was a band that you guys both saw Saturday or Friday night.
Correct.
No
names involved.
No names involved.
All right.
Okay, what were your likes about the band?
My likes were, first of all, they had a crazy intense crowd. Some people that
Why?
Why? Because they played stuff that people liked. Granted, it might have been covers, but even if it was covers, their originals were fantastic. You couldn't understand some of the words, but sometimes those are the best.
More the sound.
It's the sound. But they were very tight. Yeah, interrupting Joe over here. Anyways, they were a very tight-knit band. They really were. You could tell that they practiced and put their heart and soul into their music.
So
And
their live performance. I mean,
their live performance, I was blown away. I was the drunk chick on the dance floor with my pants on, mindly noted, and I was dancing for
which
once.
is a very big step for
very big step. I'm
our
a big
hero,
girl now.
Tory Shearrow.
And I was totally like dancing, and I was into it just because of the aspect that they brought a different edge to the music. Every band does a cover song, correct?
So wait. Let me intervene. Let me intervene with my own 2
What
cents.
the fuck? I thought refs weren't supposed to talk unless they got like their little walkie-talkies and they're on the big screen. Okay.
I'm raising points. All right,
So raise it.
So you're saying they brought a lot to the music. Was it the music or was it the visual? There's a difference.
In both aspects. Granted, they didn't have pyrotechnics. They didn't have... I mean, they were all fantastic looking, and their emo swoops were to die for. But their music, like I said, again, they were very, very tight knit. You could tell, even if they were covering Flow Rider and Lil Wayne, they were tight knit. You know, they put some heart and soul into learning that and putting their own spin on it. What they did hasn't been done before, and that's what gave them the edge.
Okay, Michael.
All right. First of all, okay, there's a difference between putting on a show and rehearsing and being tight and whatnot, and save the choreographed crap for pop music, okay? Save it for Britney Spears or whatever your Lady Gaga man thing, whatever the hell you want to call it. Save it for your pop music and your whatever, your just, what the hell am I trying to say? You're pretty much just pop manufactured crap. Spare me the choreography. All right, I want to see dudes up there just rocking out to their own music, feeling their own music, and you can see it in their body language. You can see it in their face. You can see. Yeah.
So is this a diss on cover bands?
No, it's not a diss on cover bands.
Tribute bands?
No, because you can. Because even though you are a cover band, that if you're playing a song that means something to you, which most cover bands do, they play songs that they like, and that might have touched their lives and whatever. You see them playing it, you can still see the expressions on their face, the way they move, that they feel the song. That the song's important in some form or fashion to them. Granted, they still have some filler songs where they play it just for the crowd and whatnot, but they still make you believe in some form or fashion that they felt the song in the way they felt the substance of the song in some form or fashion.
It's not choreographed.
I mean, it's not.
It's rehearsed. It's practiced. They're doing the songs justice, but it's not choreographed.
You can still feel the substance over the flash.
Okay. Take a break, Tori.
So I don't remember what I was going to say when I was about to interrupt, but. Are you telling me that, or I guess, Mike, this is a question within a question. Are you, so, cover songs, okay, granted, there's ones that people cover, like, I'm not going to drop any names, but there's a bunch of bands that cover Journey tunes. Granted, they have heart and soul felt into those songs. Are you saying that bands, even if they're original and they throw on some covers, to pull a crowd, which is what most bands want, granted, I'm not in a band yet, but you want to pull a crowd. You want people to come see you. Now, are you saying that in turn, they shouldn't play stuff that the crowd likes? They should play stuff that only them themselves have feeling to?
Not really so.
Well, here.
Maybe they felt shots at the moment. Maybe they felt that, hey, I need a shot.
Let me intervene because As One is a cover band.
A cover band, they're fantastic.
And originally we picked songs that all meant something to us individually.
Meant something to at least one person in the band.
Right. And we still do that to a point, but there are those songs.
There are those songs that we do have to pick out for the fans and whatnot, but it still gives the fans that substance. We're not doing it for flash. We're not doing it for anything, but we're giving the fans that feeling in their heart that gave us the feeling. Same feeling that we picked for different songs.
So this particular band that played Friday night, what was it you liked about them?
Of that they were very tight-knit. Like I said, no matter what they were playing, originals or covers, they were very, very tight-knit.
Agreed on all counts.
Agreed. Granted, I do give you that. They might have not felt shots. Or they should wear fur boots and apple-bottom jeans. But you know what? At the time and at the moment, in that aspect, that's something that pulls in a crowd. That's something that sells the merch. That's something that brings people to their shows. Because the original songs, granted, I am a huge fan of the music scene. You guys know that. I love the music scene and originals, covers, tributes, in every aspect, But there's songs that are on the radio that get way too much airplay that people hear constantly. It sticks in the back of their head. And if they can bring that in, put a different spin on it, like they did on Friday night, which I give them major kudos for putting a different spin on songs that people hear constantly driving to work, going home, putting on the fucking radio while they're cooking fucking chicken, that kind of shit. then you know what? Kudos to them. I can't hate on that.
You chicken cooker.
Damn it, I cook bad chicken. But no, like, certain aspect, like, I can't hate on them for attempting to bring something new to the table as well as remaking it old. How many covers have you guys heard done in different renditions? Many. Now, why can't, like, rap and R&B songs be done in a rock aspect? They can be. A Day to Remember has done it numerous times. Fucking, what is it? Like the punk rock, blah, 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 rock for punk, whatever. They did a whole CD of freaking pop songs done in rock rendition. And it fucking sold crazily. But
each punk band did a song that meant something to them.
How do you know that? Are you friends with them? Have you shook their hand? Yeah! Point made! Ding, ding, ding! And Tory Shearrow, fucking hero in the
I
field.
just got Heisman stiff arm.
Yeah.
So anyway, debate over. So
they do it for the crowd.
In culminating,
they do it for the crowd.
If we can find, if the bands out there
I still love
find a way to mix the substance and the flash, bring them together, because neither one is bad, I guess. And this is just a friendly debate. Neither one is bad. You do what you do. Nobody can hate you for that.
Here's my opinion. Don't use the flash to cover up your
talent,
inability.
You said it better than I did.
Right.
Thank you.
So you incorporate the flash in with the talent.
Good to go.
Bam.
Which I think Friday Night's Band did a great
bullshit.
Did that? I think they did great.
Debate over. God.
Oh, are we done?
Yeah.
Because I still want to fight.
All right, so we're gonna end this. 815 local jive. Me, Michael Bay.
We're taking this outside.
Uncle Chris, our hero, on the street hero, Tory Shearrow, making it happen, Zach Captain. And I want to throw out a shout out to one show that's coming up that's featuring two of us in the room.
Yeah.
October 26th, Whiskey's Roadhouse.
I might play the
Zombie
Night, featuring Patchwork. That one band's actually headlining. It's like first time ever headline showing at Rockford. And then we have Modifier and Ominous Gray show up dressed up as a zombie. It's frickin' Dead Man's Party.
You don't have to show up dressed as a zombie. You can still wear your Halloween costume.
Show up as a damn zombie, man. We want a room full of frickin' zombies. We're starting a zombie apocalypse in frickin' October, alright?
And we're smoking bath salts! Woohoo!
Bath salts. Maybe some
cocaine
chugging.
Butt chugging.
Yes,
that's for the next episode.
No, fuck that. Peanut butter. Butt chugging. Not me. No, don't. Why are you both looking at me? Stop looking at me. Because
you're the one that said
I know you do it. I was really excited.
All right, so sign up. Who are you?
I am the chick in the field and the hero, Tory Shearrow. This is Chris Johnson, Uncle Chris, and this is me, Mike LeBay, with 815 Local Jive.
We're out, guys.
Who's that guy?
Make it happen with that, Kevin!
With his blowout and stuff.
We want to thank our guest tonight, Jerry D. Harris of
MusicCon.
MusicCon. Right on, pay attention. It's going to be big shit. Starting here.
Group time!
Cases like this happen all the time. I take it upon myself to read between